questions, then we can start. I'm going to walk you through in terms of Content Hub 1, and it's totally different from Content Hub Digital Asset Management. Okay, so just want to make sure that we're clear on that part. So let's do a little bit of introduction. I am Marvin. I am the principal architect in this region. So basically, I support all engagements that's happening in India and the Southeast Asia. So you will see me talking to the customers. You will see me doing partner enablements. At the same time, doing demos across other composable solutions that we have. So I picked Content Hub 1 because that's the least of a lot of people are talking about. People are talking about XM Cloud. People are talking about CDP. People are talking about GraphQL. And what take a different step to explore and share with you guys what's Content Hub 1 all about. Okay. So like I said, right, this is where we are right now, Content Hub 1. And you will see a lot of composable solutions that Sitecore provides. So think of it as a Lego blocks, where if you have your own technology stack, you don't typically buy stuff like all of this in one shot. You typically would like to build whatever you have right now, and then scale it by having an add-ons. We call it Lego blocks. For now, we're going to be talking about Content Hub 1. And what you're going to get for today is really about, what is Content Hub 1 really, right? What is this, right? Is this relevant for you? Because I'm going to tell you upfront, not all the people that we have here may benefit from Content Hub 1, depending on the use cases that you have right now. And I'm going to do a couple of demos with S to make sure that all of you guys have seen some actions. And I also have added FAQs, because in case that you're interested to move along with me, then we can, talk to me after this session. Okay. Okay. But if you have 10 seconds to spare with me, what is Sitecore really, right? So I know you wanted to summarize this entire sessions that we have for today. Our flagship is going to be content, right? And that's the reason why Content Hub 1 is a reusable omni-channel content powered by AI. That's all. Bye. Right? So basically, that's all I want to share to you guys today. But I'm going to walk you through, guys, what we have for Content Hub 1. But before that, I want to check in who are the, anyone who's not familiar with Content Hub 1, Content Hub 1 here. Can you just raise your hand? Okay. So pretty much a lot. How about experience with, using Sitecore in the past? Okay. Alistair? Okay. And I believe some of you are my co-speakers. So this is really meant for those people or marketeers, developers, or architects, or even C-levels who's attending this SUGCON India for today. So, but why we created Content Hub 1, right? There's always this mind shift, in digital marketing space, to go microservice, API first, cloud native and headless. And that's the reason why Sitecore also moved on that direction. So we started Sitecore since version 1, which is about 2000s. And then eventually we move on to have Sitecore Experience Manager, an experience platform for personalization, all-in-one DXP. And then we are now in this space where we're looking at a hybrid headless solution or a pure play headless solution, which is XM Cloud and Content Hub 1. So we just launched Content Hub 1 since, December 2022, was last year. So today is about, I think, 9 or 10 months already. And the difference between Content Hub 1 and the traditional architecture is that most probably, all of you are developers right now, know how to do coding, okay? You do coding in the back end, you do coding in your integrations, you do coding in the front end. And typically, you would have to wait longer for the developers or the backend or the architect to finish whatever that requirements that you have and move along to do marketing. Content Hub 1, on the other hand, is a bit different, right? You start as a marketer. Once you build the content modeling, then your developers can focus on omni-channel content. Could be web, could be apps, or could be any experience that you have. So I think one question just now was about timeline. I think Sitecore search was one lady was asking about what's going to be the timeline for Content Hub 1. So for traditional DXP, most likely you have a developers. You will start building your components. You're going to start building customizations, dependency integration, deployments, etc., UI and UX. And you would notice that all the way at the bottom of this is where the marketing will start to be involved. That could be in your user acceptance or staging or even production environment. Now, Content Hub 1 is a bit different because we wanted to have the ability of collaborations between your marketers and your developers. While your developers are focusing on the UI and UX and any other technical stuff that developer must do, marketeers will then build content modeling, define what supported channels that you have for you to reuse it across whatever channels that you support today. Okay? So in terms of timeline, it will be a bit shorter because then you're doing it in parallel. Instead of waiting for the developers to finish and then do the marketing side, now you're doing it in concurrently. Okay? Hope that concept is clear. So now, 162 days later, how many tenants do we have? We have 89 tenants. We have 120 users. And we also have about 9,500 items for Content Hub 1, and it's growing. So we also have a couple of releases since December 2022. We have about 22 releases, and just recently we've launched a couple of enhancements since August 16. So you'll notice that on a week-to-week basis, we are releasing some enhancements, and these are publicly available to you guys. And people are saying that our documentation was quite good because we know and jot down all this that people are looking for, not just on the developers, but the marketing side of things. So this is a big topic, and I want to kind of settle this one first before we talk about the demos and all that. We've just had a couple of certifications publicized, and Content Hub 1 specifically is certified with all of these securities. SOC 1, SOC 2, CSA Star, ISO, and some other promise that we recommend, like 99.9, disaster recovery, and all the way to the bottom are the people from Sitecore who's supporting these engagements. Okay? So aside from that, we also have a couple of blog posts from other Sitecore MVPs or even the community that we have out there. And they blog about Content Hub 1, so if you have some time, just go through it. I think you will love some of the content that they have there. So now, anyone here knows about Platform DXP? XM, XP, anyone just raise your hand? Just want to see, okay. So now probably you're asking, what's the difference, right? How do I differentiate what is Content Hub 1 versus XM Cloud, which Peter have talked about just now, and XM and XP, okay? So, first one, if you're looking for a lightweight headless CMS, omni-channel reusable content, and GenAI is one of your key asks, you don't have to wait for the developers, and the price will be relatively lower as compared to XM and XP, then Content Hub 1 is for you. Now, if you're more towards the traditional type of CMS, you have your security regulations, banking, you wanted to host in India, probably you might wanted to still consider XM and XP. Now, XM Cloud, on the other hand, is what we called a hybrid headless enterprise CMS. It's still going to be centered in terms of, web. You're looking for what you see is what you get. You'll have a requirement about omni-channel, but you wanted to have an ability for you to visualize the content in the CMS. Then that's going to be XM Cloud. Okay? So again, I want to highlight all of this. These are more about reusing the content that you have as a marketer without having a dependency with the developers. So let's do a flow chart. Technically, how do you decide, right? Let's say, can you do software as a service deployment? And it's not going to be in India. If you say no, and you have this type of requirement about data analytics, marketing, automation, and A/B testing, probably XP is the right way for you, okay? Without sugarcoating anything. But if you don't need any personalization, analytics, automation, and even A/B testing, then obviously it's going to be XM. Now, if let's say you have a secured portal, authentications, authorizations, and you need an integrated forms, then go back to Sitecore XM and XP. But let's say you have a website requirement, and your website requirement is primarily about, drag and drop, layout, styling. That's going to be XM Cloud. Okay, so far clear? Okay. Now, where is Content Hubs going to play with? So if, let's say, you're looking aside from website, you're also looking at omni-channel, social media, emails, VR, mobile app, then probably Content Hub 1 is for you. And like I said, right, we also have GenAI. I'm going to show this one to you later because it's actually part of the CMS itself. Okay? So what's the value prop? So I talk about just a lot today, right? You wanted, as a marketers, to have an ability to produce distributed content to all your channels the shortest time possible. So, like me, you're managing all of these, devices, channels. You have your mobile apps, you have your email, you have your social media, basically websites in general, advertisements, and campaigns. Okay? And when you go with the to-be state for Content Hub 1, you're looking at, as a marketer, content modeling using Content Hub 1. And with that, we wanted to create some content. And like I said, right, it's going to be a content as a service, so you have other channels that you're supporting. Website, mobile apps, advertisements, email, social media, and campaigns. So my friend here, which is Alice here, is going to talk about GraphQL on his session, but I'm going to focus more on the website and mobile apps. So I built a website for you guys, and I also developed a native mobile apps so that you can see how it actually works, okay? We only have like 45 minutes, so I want to make sure that it's crisp. So what is content modeling? So content modeling is defining what content type you want, what taxonomy that you want, and then based on those content type that you defined, you want to rate content using GenAI and using prompts, okay? I think probably most of the people here know about what prompts is, right? It's an ability for you to write, to communicate to an AI, right? So let's start. So first one is going to be this, right? Anyone knows them? Okay, good. Yeah, I was thinking of but if you're basically not a fan of cricket, maybe Messi or Ronaldo is something popular for you guys. Okay, so we're going to be using this, and most of them are athletes. And we have two types of sports, cricket and soccer. Okay, so a sport comes with a title, description, and an image, and you tie what athlete will be part of that. So if it's going to be cricket, Sachin will be in the name, nationality, image, and the date of birth. And all of these are fields within Content Hub 1. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a couple of demos. And like I said, right, I prepared a couple of things for you. So we call it Play Media. So I have one website called Play Media, and we're going to be using Sachin and, as an example. And I'm also going to upload something in a mobile app. So let's do a demo. So the first one is this, right? So this is my actual website. If you need a URL, I'm going to pass it over back to you guys later. But you can see that it's a simple conference site where you have all the matches, whether it's snowboarding, mountain biking, and all the athletes that are available. You can see my photos here. And all of these are using Vercel, okay? You can filter based on the nationality, right? If you want to filter in Filipino, and that's going to be me, okay? And if you want to filter in some other one like German, of course, you can see all of this. And these are a typical website that you want to build with your developer skill set, right? Nowadays, a lot of people knows how to build this. So, and when you click one of, events that we have, you have the gallery, which is, again, typical, where you can then select, scroll up and left. all this information and who are the athletes for that specific event, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I wanted to do a demo of Content Hub 1. So this is a secured portal. We call it a unified portal in Sitecore, where you can manage all your composable solutions. I have a CDP there, I have a Connect, and I have a Content Hub 1. When you open a Content Hub 1, the first thing that you'll notice is we have a documentations. You can write support cases, and we have a templates on top, right? And the rest are pretty much for developers, how you wanted to use your JavaScript skill set to build Content Hub 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Start a Template, and we have an existing templates for you, right? Compared to XM and XP or an EB about XM Cloud, this is predefined. And when you click the sports, you will also specify what are the content types available for that. It's going to be sports, athletes, event, landing pages, and live stream. So we define this. So once you click, it will start up. Obviously, what I'm going to do next is I wanted to create a content type. So remember, we have two content types. Number one is going to be sports. Number two is going to be athletes. So we're going to be starting with sports. So I'm going to click sports from here. And I wanted to define the fields I need for sports. Okay, to save some time, what I did is I created a title. I created the featured image for the profile photo and the description. Okay, and you, of course, you can add as many fields as you want. If you wanted to have a gallery like a media, you wanted to have a number, Boolean, date and time, references, all of these are available for you as a marketeers. I'm not talking about developers from here. Okay? I'm going to go back, and I wanted to go to the athlete. So from athlete itself, you have your athlete name, you have the profile photo, featured image, sports, date of birth, career, etc., etc. And you'll notice that I have these sports because I can assign the athlete to many sports. Let's say, for example, Sachin, I don't know, maybe do mountain biking, right, climbing. So you can do all of this within Content Hub 1. Now, what I'm going to do next is I wanted to talk about the events. Events is the matches, right? Let's say, for example, India versus Pakistan, which is always a big topic all the time. You will see all the title, sports, featured, name, and the location of that event. So the next thing I'm going to do is, before I talk about taxonomies, is we're going to go to the media. But the taxonomies are classifications. How you want to classify all your sports. It could be grouped by climbing, skateboarding, snowboarding, etc., etc. So remember, we have Sachin as an example. I have a media, we call it a media library for the sake of Content Hub 1. And I can search on the text box what are the assets that I have uploaded in the past. I can also support multi-types like GIF, WebP, or etc. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to upload a Cricut images. So these are images that I use what we call AI to generate all these images for me. So I can drag it. So this is different from XM and XP as well as XM Cloud. Typically, you have to click every single button. Here, more of like a drag and drop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload, aside from Cricut, I wanted to upload some images or photos of Sachin. Okay? And then after that, I also wanted to upload some images of Virat. So because we're going to be using all of this information. Okay? Okay, sorry, a bit laggy on that. So typically, once you upload all these assets, it will automatically be displayed in your media. So if you click one of this, you can see that I have people from India celebrating because of cricket. Let's say you guys won from one of the championship competition. So we also have another one here, which is talking about people who's watching from their house, television, and so on. So what I'm going to do now is I wanted to create an athlete. Okay? So similar on what you see from a media, you have some filters, but we'll click on the add content, and I want to create the sports. So sports are pretty much simple, right? So you have your cricket as a sport and some descriptions about the sport, okay? And I wanted to also upload some of the feature images for cricket. So I'll type cricket on the text box, and from here, I will select every single thing. So what I'm doing is I'm just pressing all the buttons just now to upload to the featured image. Okay? So then the last part from here is to typically just type in some descriptions about what cricket is all about. It's a bat and ball between two teams, 11 players, etc., etc. So notice from here, I didn't use GenAI. And I use this one purposely for this. So when I create this athletes later, you will see how we use GenAI for that. So I'm going to publish this. Once I publish, what's going to happen is that Content Hub 1 will also automatically publish the featured images. So you don't have to keep publishing all of it one by one because it doesn't make sense. Okay? So if I refresh this, like I said, all the images that you have now is automatically published. Okay? So now, we have the sports, and we know that's going to be cricket. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to create an athlete. So I'll click on Add Content. I'm going to click on Athlete. From an athlete perspective, I'll type in, let's say, for example, Sachin. The athlete name is, of course, Sachin. I'm going to provide some profile photos, featured image, etc., etc. So notice all of this just now. When you click that, it's using that prompt. So I'm going to show this one to you shortly. Okay? So some featured image. I wanted to have, perhaps, the World Cup, where Sachin won that award. We also have, like, the sport's going to be cricket. Date of birth, we'll just leave it as empty for now. Career start date, we're also going to leave it as empty. The hobby, we'll just say empty, but the nationality will be Indian. Here you will notice that I have this athlete code. This is the prompt, okay? This is currently in staging. And last night it was not working, so I just recorded everything for now. But after this, I'll show you an actual demo. But you can say, you can act as Sachin, and you want to write an athlete code, okay? And once you click on generate, it will generate all of this. And what's going to happen is that that content that you have will then be automatically be provided to you, okay? So instead of you thinking about all the information about Sachin, you let GenAI help you define what are the key messages or code from Sachin, because AI is there, so ask for help. Some other stuff is just uploading some of the featured images, and then after that, we'll just go and click on the Save button, okay? So I don't typically do all of this one by one because it will take some time. So what I created is I also have created one for Virat. And I just want to show you some of the stuff that we have here. So I have Virat here, profile photos, featured images, nationality, quotations, etc., etc. Okay? Okay? And as a developers, if you wanted to get all this information, you have that JSON API just now for you to pull information for specific content from Content Hub 1. So now, the last part I have here before we show you how it looks like is to create an event. And this could be an Indian cricket semifinals. So in here, I mentioned it's going to be Grand Delhi, and I have a teaser called Embrace the Anticipation. We conquered the challenge, united as one. The semifinals await, where legend forge, etc., etc. And the athletes, except from Sachin and Virat, I also put myself, and somebody that I use from a GenAI. Okay? Now, this is how it looks like then. So remember the Play Media? I have this, which is going to be, the Grand New Delhi, August 24. And if I click this image, it will tell me who are the athletes inside, what is this all about, and all the image that we have uploaded just now. So you can see that this is Indian cricket semifinals. These are all the pictures that we have uploaded. Some of these are quite happy, and I use AI on this. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see all the athletes that are related to this event. And I have Sachin, I have Virat, and I do mountain biking, so I put myself here, there. There's someone, and after that, we're gonna go to the athletes. And here, aside just now, you don't see Virat and Sachin, but now you can see all this from clicking on the Indian. You have this, and clicking on the profile, you can see all the images related to Sachin, career start date, and some of the related events. Okay? So this is for Virat. Commitment fuels my fire. Passion drives. Unyielding and proud. Okay, so these are some of the images. Now, I think that's pretty much. Now, I want to show you another demo, right? So what I showed you just now is typically just a recording of what I've done just yesterday. But I want to show you an actual demo using my mobile phone, how we can connect to Content Hub 1. But I need your cooperation, if that's okay. What I'm going to do is I will just take a photo. I'm going to use the photo itself for the mobile app. Okay, just say hi. Cheese. All right, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to open my phone. Okay. And let me just double check whether am I connected to the Wi-Fi. Correct? Let me just close this. Try again. Okay, while this one is opening right now, if you have any questions, I'm happy to take it. Okay, cool. That's fast. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open Play Media, which is a native mobile app that we have created just to demonstrate Content Hub 1. And in this one, you will notice that, let me just hide this. Okay. You'll notice that I have this preview, which is connecting to my organization from Sitecore. So I have this Content Hub 1. So once I click this, what's going to happen is it will give me all the events related to just now. So I have all the events. Just now we have published this Indian cricket semifinals. If I click all of this, you will see that these are all the content that we had just created. Okay? So all the images you can click, obviously. And I wanted to see my face there. So that's Marvin. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to the athletes. From here, we have created, like I said, 2 other athletes. It's going to be, Sachin and Virat. So today, the demo is going to be creating an athlete. I would say this is Abhi Raj, okay? Abhi Raj. And the sport's going to be, let's say, cricket. And the profile photo that we have just now is going to be coming from my device. I have this. I'm going to click on the crop, and I'm going to add this one, and I'll say save. The moment that I click on the save, Sitecore Content Hub 1 automatically send all these signals and all the content to the backend. So now, we have created one just now. And if I go to my Content Hub, and if I click on this, and if I refresh, Strange. Still uploading, I guess. Okay. No profile picture. Let me upload one. Photo is going to be coming from my device, like I said. We're going to be cropping this. Add media, sorry about that. And I would say save and draft. Okay, at least save draft successfully. So if I click on the content, you should see Abhiraj just now, 351, which is just about right. And the media that we have uploaded should be here anytime soon. Oops, doesn't work. Okay. I'll check that one later, but it should be there. Okay. The next one that I have here is going to be the last part of my demo, and this is going to be short. Any one of you guys have seen this one?
Think that we have
Okay,
nearly
good.
9 years
So
in this living tomb
this is
since our
an
first
actual Sitecore
arrest,
customers that we have,
for mind or body
who's basically
to
using
withstand the continuous strain
Sitecore
that is upon them.
to communicate the
One or
content
the other
to their customers.
Must give way.
And the way it actually works is that all the content that you're seeing, including the videos,
Some
are
may
coming
call
from
me traitor.
Sitecore. So when you use their
Others,
mobile app,
hero.
when you scan
But
it will
I call myself
automatically
Michael
then
Harrington,
communicate what is
Fenian
this all
brother,
about. And
and
this
part of the
entire
Fremantle Six.
wine industry is about 19 crimes. So what it does, right? So basically, all of these are have their own crimes.
I
They're
was
explaining
banished to
you
Australia
what are the
for
crimes that
crimes
they've
against
done.
the crown.
Yeah?
They believed my story was over, but it was merely the beginning.
You called me the informer. Well, forgive me for caring more about myself than the cause.
For the sake of my children, I begged for mercy, but the judge showed me none. I was sentenced to 7 years, transported for stealing bacon, banished from my home.
Up against the wall.
Quite cool, right? So again, like I said, right, the backend is Sitecore. We wanted to do a way to have the content speaks for itself rather than always text and images. So this is just another way for you guys to think out of the box of some use cases for whatever industries you are on right now. So I'm going to move on to my last bit of my presentation for today, is to do a FAQs. So the first one that we have here is obviously free trial. Is every one of you here able to have a free trial of Content Hub 1? The short answer is that it's not going to be immediate available, but we're working on it. Right? I've just spoke to the product owners just yesterday. We're looking at integrating and having this one soon. Now, if you're a Sitecore partner, would you have access to the Content Hub 1? The short answer is yes, by right. So the way to work on it is that if you don't have access right now, you can talk to Akita, right? So who's our alliance director for this region, right? And just send us an email, okay? Now, is the source code available, the website that I showed you just now, and the mobile app? The answer is yes. So if you go to our Sitecore GitHub repository, our demo team have built this website and a mobile app, and just look for Content Hub 1. And when you click this one, you would obviously see a lot of technical related stuff. And all the way to the bottom right, you should see some of the SDK. So if you want to have your own native app from here, you can download that one, run in your Android phone. iPhone is not yet supported, but we're working on it. Our goal is to publish this one to the Play Store. And you will notice that some of these are related to how you set up it on your local machine. You need to do an npm install and et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So last one in my slide today. What's going to be the roadmap for CH1 or Content Hub 1? So today is going to be August. The team is currently working on localizations, media enhancements, publishing with references, and even workflow. Security is coming along the way, but DAM integration will be fall about November or December period. Okay? So if you have any experience working on Content Hub 1, right, you might feel like some of the features are pretty basic, and that's by intention, right? We don't want to compete with XM Cloud. Think about it this way. If your customers are looking for .com, corporate websites, managing and expanding with different teams, then XM Cloud might be the right fit for that. But if you're looking for a solid, lightweight for your microsites, and you have a reusable omni-channel content, then Content Hub 1 is for you, okay? And I guess that's pretty much it. So you can find me in Sitecore chat, but I'm not really active on that one. More active in LinkedIn, so if you have some time, let's connect. And I also have been active long time ago in Sitecore Exchange before I joined Sitecore, because I was also in partner. I was ex-Accenture and ex-Avanade, so I typically answer questions or post anything in Sitecore Exchange. So, and again, thanks for all the partners that we have for today. Horizontal, Altudo, EPAM, Inspire, Omni, and AssureX for having this one make it real and possible. Thank you. So if you have any questions, I'm not sure whether we have some time left. Yeah.
Basic that video is coming from the content of one, right?
It's
If I'm not wrong.
so that one was a long time, but it's just a concept for you guys to think about. The images and the videos are stored in XM and XP. Yeah, but you can think about the same concept because now, long time ago, you have to build that type of integrations. Now, everything will be through GraphQL, so it's much easier and flawless for you guys.
So basically, let's say if we wanted to augment anything in, or maybe wanted to have any content in AR or VR devices,
It can come from Content Hub 1.
it can come from.
Yes,
Content Hub.
that's the main use case that we have. Yes.
That's cool. Thank you.
Yep. Any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. So is it supporting multilingual and versioning?
Localization will be coming sometime October, November. Versioning will also be coming. I think it's also in the roadmap, but it's not yet supported. So when you create content, you have to think about what is the local language that you want to target, and versioning will be coming eventually. So the good thing about having Content Hub 1 and all the SaaS product that we have is that if you have new features we wanted to roll out, you don't have to upgrade it because it's versionless. Everything will automatically be upgraded as and when we have these new features and enhancements.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, this is Santosh from EPAM Systems. So I have a question regarding the licensing part. I mean, do we have to get this license separately, or it will be a part of the existing license of Sitecore?
It will be a different license. So if you have your current XM or XP right now, Content Hub 1 is a different product SKU, similar on other composable solutions that we have. And the reason why I put it that way because we wanted to make it composable, right? Without having any dependency of whatever CMS you are on. It can be XM or XP or any other CMS out there. If they wanted to have an omni-channel delivery, then Content Hub 1 will be the right fit for them. But to answer your question in a short form, it's a different product SKU.
Okay, got it.
If there's an organization who's looking for a multi-site implementation, right?
It
So
will be
it's
XM Cloud.
XM Cloud, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just double-checked this one with our product team 2 days ago,
Right.
because I want to know whether are we going to support multi-site eventually, or is it going to be part of the roadmap? I got a strong answer from them and say it will be XM Cloud.
Right.
So that's the reason why we can't compete. So there's a differentiations.
Okay, yeah. One question. So I will take this product as a very lightweight CMS.
Yes.
And within this, let's suppose there is a one startup who want to build their website and they want to use this omni-channel. And they have the bulk of the content, so they want to export all those content into the content hub. So first thing, how to do that? Later on, let's suppose down the line that startup business is going to be very good, and now it become a big giant. So now they want to convert or migrate this product or this content into a XP or XM. Then how to import it from there?
Yeah, two questions.
Yeah.
The first one is migration from your existing CMS right now to Content Hub 1.
Yeah.
I think the short answer to that is you would have to also look at the structure and the templates that you have from other CMS when you put it in Content Hub 1. So right now, there's no migration path or tools that you can use. It will be manual. The second question is, if let's say eventually they decide from Content Hub 1 to go XM Cloud, what's going to happen? So this is a disclaimer, and I hope it's not recording. But the idea is that we are also looking at having Content Hub 1 as the content source for our composable solutions. But that one is in the roadmap right now. I can't say when is it going to happen. I just heard it like a couple of days ago. But for now, the short answer is there's no way. It's a separate content altogether, right? That will be Sitecore personalized. Absolutely. Yeah, so, Sitecore personalized is, like I said, right, composable. Typically, if you wanted to have Sitecore personalized on your website, pretty much all of you guys here are aware about, Google Tag Manager. So you have to put that one-line code on top of the head of your HTML for your Sitecore personalized to work. Similar for this. So you don't have to be dependent on any. It will work in a short answer. Okay, any other question? If not, thank you for attending my session today. If you have any questions, not just on Content Hub 1, let me know. I'll be here until next week, not next week, tomorrow, and happy to have a discussion with you all. Thank you.